Hi, I'm your nostalgia chick, and before you hit a certain age, well, in first world countries anyway, and, well, legally, there's really only one profession that young girls can make for themselves. Unfortunately, it involves children. If you're between the ages of 13 and 30 and possess that which most know as vagina, odds are that the Babysitters Club had some sort of bearing on your life. The franchise was primarily books, and my god, if they weren't a fucking brilliant cash-making machine. On the one hand, they encouraged young girls to read by way of having a bunch of entrepreneurial teenagers doing something super fucking girly. Namely, caretaking. And really, the whole concept is genius in its simplicity. What do young girls love more than hanging out and cooing over children? Doing it both at the same time! It was a pretty brilliant concept, aimed at this remarkably lucrative demographic just below the age of the main characters, preteens mostly. And no matter who or what stereotype you fit into, there's always one girl for you to relate to or to look up to. Good times, bad times, I think every children's book series had the rough equivalent of this first chapter, but this one in particular got pretty redundant. There's really only so many ways you can say that Claudia liked to make mosaics out of dried macaroni and lampshades. So, here's the condensed first chapter. First there's Christy. She's in charge of the club and likes sports. Then there's her best friend Marianne. Bit of Catholic repression. Her boyfriend Logan, who is terrible at faking a southern accent. He's the token dude for most of the books. There's Claudia, who eats a lot of candy and never gains weight, has a passion for fashion, and is basically a functional retard. Then there's Dawn, a dirty vegetarian hippie, because every Californian lives on a steady diet of granola and white guilt. Stacy, the diabetic, who acts like having diabetes is equivocal to having herpes. Mallory, the novel-writing nerd, and Jessie, the token. She dances. There were a few more characters down the line, but this was pretty much your main lineup, and holy shit was it popular. Beyond a fuck ton of books, the franchise also spawned a tiny little TV series type thing featuring a bunch of actors with less than fabulous hair. Ew. And also cast a bunch of 20-somethings to play 13-year-olds. Oh, and hi, Zach Braff. Each of the books was told from the point of view of one of the members, usually has some true-to-life point, and spends an awful lot of time talking about what Claudia was eating/wearing that day. But, as with any successful franchise, they made a movie, so we're gonna focus on that. Oh, na, 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 hey. Get together if you care. Hey, na, 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 ho. This thing was made pretty much for girls who knew the books backwards and forwards, and was also one of those coming-of-age that summer narratives that was so in the early 90s. It starred a few future semi-stars, as well as Sissy SpaceX daughter, who looks like Sissy SpaceX daughter. How the hell do you even pronounce that? Wikipedia! And as is the case with most ensemble movies, especially ones made by, and for, and directed by women, the existence of plot is kind of but subplots, oh, we've got them in droves. And since this isn't an origin story, it pretty much goes right into that first chapter. Remember how this was the one you eventually learned to skip because you would lose nothing in doing so, where it described every member of the club in excruciating and irrelevant detail? Well, here it is in cinematic form.
My name is Christy. I'm the founding member of the Babysitters Club. I don't mean to brag or anything, but we're famous here in Stony Brook.
Okay, let's speed it up. Here's Dawn and Marianne. They have a subplot. Claudia's an artist.
I mean, you know anybody who could take a fork and a hammer and turn it into that?
Most special needs kids? Then we have Stacy, her BFF, whom she connects with on an aforementioned passion for fashion. And Jessie, who by complete coincidence is the only one without a subplot. And Christy, she's the lead. Okay, so we start in Claudia's room, where, as in the books, all of the shenanigans take place. We get right into it with one of the club meetings. All is well, but Claudia has a problem.
We have a tragedy here.
I flunked acting. Oh wait, she flunked science or something, so her subplot is passing a test.
I'll pass, promise. What if I don't?
Then I guess you're out of the movie. Stacy's subplot begins where she learns that she's going to meet some Swedish kid or something, but all that changes when...
Hi, I'm Luca, the little cousin.
I mean, it's not like New York City or anything.
Did we mention Stacy's from New York?
It's the best.
You mean like you?
But Luca doesn't know she has... diabetes. But one day, Chrissy comes up with our main concept, which gives the movie the closest thing it gets to cohesion. And that's a summer day camp for the kids they babysit. And everyone is so on board, you guys!
Christy, this brilliant idea might really be brilliant.
God, no wonder they never gave her any lines. But all is not totally clear and wonderful. Here we have Cokie Mason, who I guess will have to serve as our antagonist.
What do they think they are? One big happy family?
I don't know, audience. What do you think?
What are they afraid of? Moi?
Is there a jazz choir in the stable?
Logan. I have to talk to you.
There they are again, seriously.
Come on, let's go.
Let's get busy. So the girls get their camp stuff in order as we engage in some looks between Christy and Claudia, which tend to last just an instant too long.
You're not gonna flunk.
Claude, I'll help you.
Okay.
Hey, Dawn, have you watered yourself lately?
Yeah, movie, quit giving her lines. Time to cut your losses. But of course there are a few very, very minor snags.
We'll happen to find a few of these, flying around Main Street.
Hey, I totally just gummed up the works of your plot. Now let me gloat about it in front of you so you can immediately fix it. Cokie's kind of a shitty bad guy.
Besides, they're kind of cool. They're not cool. We're cool, and don't you ever forget that.
And besides, we have subtlety. Then the main plot finally gets underway, because sending your child to be supervised by a bunch of 13-year-olds for every day for a couple months sounds like it would go over great in paranoid white suburbia. I guess she'll have to serve as another antagonist.
Do you happen to know what little buzzy insects and small children have in common?
They suck your blood? It's almost like ethnics moved in. But wait, Alex Mack, you need a subplot too.
I'd snap him up if I was you all, because he's really great with the kids.
Almost as good as my accent. Everything seems to be going fine when...
Dad?
I get a subplot too?
You grew a beard.
Sorry, I didn't mean to surprise you like this.
What are you doing here?
Why is this weirdly uncomfortable? Is she your daughter or your estranged ex who lost a lot of weight?
So, you look great.
So her dad left a while ago for undisclosed reasons, but spends basically the entire movie being a cock tease to Christy's desire to have her dad back in her life. I mean, Senator Kelly's a fun stepdad and all, but look at him. He has a beard. Well, Christy's subplot takes the cake for discomfort, and she drags Marianne into it as well, as she doesn't want to see creepy dad by herself. So they go out into the middle of the goddamn woods to meet her dad.
She'll eat anything.
I don't think I like where this is going.
Ta-da!
Sperm pancakes?
What's in this?
Ah, you don't want to know! But we've got to keep tension up in our movies somehow, so Christy basically spends the rest of it keeping Dad a secret from everyone else. Of course, bringing Marianne into it as well.
And not this time, swear.
All right.
Curse that pinky swear. Meanwhile, back at camp, the movie does a good job of illustrating how truly evil children are. Certainly more evil than our inept antagonists. And, well, about that plot. Yeah, plot. How about some subplot? Oh, that Cokie.
Your skin looks a little dry. Oh, you're trying to insult me. How hilarious.
Zing!
Nice muscle.
No, that's called flannel. As Christy's daddy time increases, the girls start to get suspicious.
Christy has a boyfriend?
Well, sorta. One who makes her sperm pancakes and gives her reassuring pats on the ass during baseball games.
Since when did we start keeping secrets, Marianne?
Since Christy got a subplot? Meanwhile, Stacy has been having a fling with the Swiss guy. Who is 17, by the way. Oh my god! When, uh-oh, diabetes.
I grabbed a muffin.
When did you grab a muffin?
I put it in my bag. I'll eat it in the car.
Why does the mom treat it like it's a congenital disease, too?
Are you sure, Stace?
Yeah, bye.
Don't forget to use protection, honey.
Wish you had told me you were diabetic.
I love diabetes. So the movie keeps going in many directions. Cokie really has no life but does all she can to bring the movie to a halt. Then one day they discover this old greenhouse that no one is ostensibly using. The dad subplot is really putting a strain on things as the normally uber-responsible Christy suddenly has the newfound swell of daddy issues to make her all nice and obnoxious. Having Senator Kelly as your stepdad doesn't help things.
When I am your father, I want to know what's going on.
You mutant hater! Christy, of course, feels bad about her creepy dad turning her into an irresponsible flake.
Was that we'd come up with a BSD emergency plan that would make it impossible for her to fail.
Rap.
If you wanna run, if you wanna jump, you gotta get your left and right ventricles to pump. Through the heart, center up. Run through the cortex to the frontal lobe. Past the hypothalamus, it's good to go. The babysitters and we'll always be rapping and singing and singing.
You went to your room, but you will never top that.
Now she'll never fail.
Thanks, guys. I can use all the help I can get.
We're with you, Claude.
Oh my god, we're such good friends! But does it work?
I got a B minus. Can you believe it? I passed.
I guess we can call it a wrap on Claudia's subplot. But finally, the BSD has had enough. And despite Christy being present some of the time, everyone gangs up on her.
You owe us. I can't tell you.
I'm just having an affair with my dad, God. But, I don't know. Back to Stacy. She and Claudia go to New York with Luca, and they showed him everywhere.
The next day, he took them everywhere. He showed them Central Park, the Plaza Hotel, Rockefeller Center, and then the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
And that's all there is. But the shit hits the fan when they try to get into a teen club.
Come on, give her a break. She's 16.
Was this the same New York I know? The New York that has teen clubs for 16 and ups?
13? Ha!
Can you stop saying that?
Oh yeah, but Stacy's extra jailbait. So back at the camp, cranky child hater lady has pretty much had it.
Mrs. Haberman!
No, wait, I need another subplot! So in an effort to get the lady not to call the feds on her ass, a rather awkward exchange ensues.
I planted those flowers especially for the butterflies and the hummingbirds.
I think hummingbirds are magical.
Magical. But we find out that Mrs. Haberman has, oh my god, interesting life.
Is that you in those pictures?
Mm-hmm. That one's in Vietnam. This was Berlin.
Despite her child-hating ways. Back at the dad subplot, it's Christy's birthday and everyone's throwing her a surprise party. But Christy's dad, as it turns out, is a traumatizing douchebag some more and doesn't pick her up like he said he would. So she goes and waits for him at this significant, nostalgic location, where the movie indulges us with a creepy song.
I wanna be daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl. At the party, Marianne finally comes clean.
Christy's dad came back. Her real dad.
So not her cardboard cutout dad that she keeps in the closet. Well, fortunately, we have friends and one guy with a driver's license, so disappointing fathers can be mitigated with one's BFFs. Anyway, now that Dad's out of the picture, the closest thing to a climax is that whole greenhouse thing, and whether the civic community approves it.
What happened, Christy? The civic committee is coming today.
Civic communities are renowned for their hatred of toilet paper and shaving cream. Crisis is averted by just cleaning the damn thing, and the civic community, mired in hotness, goes ahead and gives them the greenhouse, which they in turn give to child hater lady. Everyone wins. Hate children? Free greenhouse! Christy is of course disappointed by her father, but at least she has a mom to dispense advice.
I see like that.
Someone's gotta set up why you won't trust men as an adult. So we end on good notes all around, as evidenced by our charming shaving cream fight. And in a movie of massively horrible awkward lines, we end on one of the most awkward ever.
I'm coming back next summer.
You are?
Yeah.
I'll be 14.
And then, oh boy, it'll be really illegal. And Cokie gets thrown into the dumpster. And that's pretty much it. And I'm afraid that this review, like the movie, is destined to peter out into nothing. Babysitters Club. It really tapped into something visceral for we preteens who knew oh so well the joy of the BFF group. And beyond that, well, it certainly teaches a lesson in subplots. Here, I believe, is where I would normally sign off and leave you with a catchphrase, but as I was looking over all the suggestions that you guys gave me, I realized, far be it for me to pick just one, and I don't think that really fits anyway. But I did get some really funny ones, so I'm going to leave you right now with some of my favorites. I'm your nostalgia chick, and I have a subplot too.
Por el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina, suave aroma de colita, no nada del aire. Ella de lo lejos, una luz en tela, la idea de mezclar. Te vi por en la noche, ella estaba a la entrada y la campana de sonar. Y me dijo ya mismo, esto puedo del cielo. Ella enciende una vela y nuestra de camino. Soy vos el corredor y yo te dije de 100. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place.